Nail or beauty school was just the beginning, right? What on earth do you do now? Welcome to the Salon Success Podcast with Monaco Nail Academy. Our topics stretch beyond nails and into all things salon related, business, marketing, and social media. And at the very least, hits you with real, honest stories about our experiences. This isn't school. This is real life, real business, and really freaking hard work. Before we get started, wherever you are, thumbs up, tag a friend in the comments, or hit that share button and support small business. Kia ora koutou! Hey guys, it is Pat here from Monaco Nail Academy, and today I am joined once again by Mel.
Hi.
And we have our new guest today, Trudy.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about how we start our day. And just a reminder before we get started, would anyone like to share their code?
Mine is Jungle Nails.
And mine is Nail Candy.
Amazing. If you use either of those codes, you do get 10% off all courses. Either Mel or Trudy will get a kickback from these enrollments, and that's how we support the production of the podcast. So please do sign up and enroll. Before we get stuck into the new topic of starting our day, let's revisit last week's lesson. Hey Mel, what were we talking about last week?
Last week we did reverse engineering. So figuring out your long-term goal and breaking it down backwards to get a starting point of where you need to start working to get to your goal.
Amazing. And during that topic, I know it's a lot of math, but it's all about understanding your revenue, like how to get to the revenue you want based on the average spend of your clients at the moment and how many people you actually need to reach out to or reach out to you so that you can hit that number. And there are lots of variables at play. So if you're like, how does that work? Do check out that episode. Alrighty. So from reverse engineering your goals, this week we are now going to talk about starting your day. What does it look like for the two of you when you're starting your day?
Usually for me, it's dealing with mum life first, kids, da-da-da. And then when that's done, I usually go out to the cabin, open the door, open the windows, and just put on my Jungle Nails hat. And usually I'll leave it clean and all disinfected and everything the night before. So when I go out there, it's ready to go. I don't like the thought of going out there in the morning and it's a mess from the last client of yesterday type of thing. So I try and leave it ready to go, ready to roll. So all I have to do is go out there and put on my apron, and that's sort of how I usually work in the morning.
Nice and structured. Thanks, Mel. How about you, Trudy?
Mine's pretty similar. So I have to do wrangle the beasts, animal and children first. I do come out usually if I have a client first thing at 9. I will actually come out to the cabin and I will have it open, pre-set up, ready to roll, so I can drop the kids to school and then come home and then just add on the little bits like getting, my cleanser, acetone, whatever I need, and turn the power on. But I am the same as Mel in regards to if I've been working the day before, night before, whatever, I make sure the salon's set, ready to go, clean, disinfected, all the go, so I can just come in here the next day, it's fresh, ready to roll.
Amazing. It's all about getting yourself set up, right? For me personally, I don't really have a solid start of day plan yet because I'm still so early into my salon journey. But what I do is I'll drive over to my friend's place, which is where my salon is based. We share a space. So I'll rock up and I'll head downstairs into, I guess, it's not really a basement, but that's where the salon space is. It's downstairs. And I will double check that everything I need is where it needs to be. I will open up my checklists for whatever service I'm doing that day. I'll check my messages to see if everything's still all good with the client, maybe send them a message. And then I wait. And usually I'm fiddling around with stuff and trying to figure out where things are. Because as much as I want to say everything's there, they're not there. Because I'm still trying to sort out the space and it's all still very new. So I'm really excited to just get into this topic with both of you today so I can improve my start of day routine. Um, yeah. And Penny's not here with us today, but she did give us lots of notes about things that we can do to start the day, which is really cool. And then we can just discuss them and see if there's anything that we might want to add or if we're going to take away some of these suggestions to add to our routines. Here are some suggestions from Penny to start your day. So, first off, lights on, including your desk or station lights. So, in the winter, Penny also has heated pads on the desks. So, those do need time to warm up, as do some energy saver bulbs before they reach full brightness. Turning everything on in one go would be a way of batching instead of only turning on an overhead light and then needing to go back and turning on other things later. It's just done. So that might look like turn on your lights, turn on your lamp, turn on your towel warmer, turn on everything that you can think of that needs to be turned on, and then that way everything's just ready to go for the rest of the day. Do any of you do that as part of your routine?
I think I do. I go out, switch the light on, turn my overhead light on, and then I even go as far as getting out like pH prep, bonding gel, correction gel, color gloss, and I line it up.
Oh, how good.
So then I'm not like fidgeting through the drawers. It's just there, ready to go. And yeah, the lamp. So then when they put their hand in, you don't have to be like, oh, hang on, it's not on, and blah, blah, blah. Like it's ready to go.
So I kind of stagger it, I guess. So I've got my little like scentsy lamp, for my smellies. So I turn that on, and I've got a really cute little like aesthetic lamp that I turn on when I first come out and start setting up. And then I've got like a little like multi-board anyway. So when I switch on my power for my lamp, my extractor fan, e-file, etc., like they're all turned on. So I don't turn that on until I get back from dropping the kids off. Like when I actually get home and I'm like, come out, then I'll be like, sweet, turn it on. I guess with like my heater, I have it plugged in ready to roll, but I don't actually turn that on until maybe like 15 minutes before my client. So and then that's just like a power saving thing for me, rather than having everything going when I'm not actually out here actively working. So I just wait until I'm like ready to roll, and then everything's on, and we're set.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like you've got triggers for you, right? You're like, this one happens before I drop off the kids. This one is after I drop off the kids.
Yeah.
This one is 15 minutes before the appointment. So you know when things happen.
Yeah, it's all staggered.
That's so good. I really need to think about these things. Another thing that you might consider doing is turn on some music. You do need to make sure this is royalty free, as you are considered to be playing it in a public space. So just Google royalty free salon music and lots of options pop up. And Penny recommends that your music is instrumental because your clients are supposed to be relaxing. So listening to lyrics prevents them from being able to completely relax. As for auditory people, the lyrics are overly stimulating. Yeah. Do either of you play music?
I do play music, but I don't have it going until they arrive because I don't want it going. So
That's
I
fair.
usually turn it on, like when I see them pull up, I'll turn it on, and then as soon as they go, I turn it off.
Oh, you're not a music girl.
I do, but I think, I don't know, it's just, I'm like, okay, we're done now, like it's over.
It's like
I
a
just like
during work
quiet, I think.
only.
Yeah.
That's fair. What about you, Trudy?
So this is actually very interesting. So I used to have music going, and I don't mind. I will like sit here and jam away for like 10 minutes while I'm waiting for my client. So I'm like, whatevs. I was playing music, and then I just went through this phase where I just didn't want sound. And a lot of my clients, especially like my regulars, they're like, as soon as my fan turned off, and it's like, wow, it's like really, really quiet because I didn't have any music going. And they're like, oh, you haven't got your music going today. And I was like, nah. And it took me a wee while. And I don't know, maybe it was just, the phase I was in. But I actually put music on again yesterday. And I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you whether I noticed a difference within my clients, but they noticed. They were the ones to say, whoa, it's really quiet. So, yeah.
That's actually a really good point that we might notice that, but the clients might notice. I remember
Mm.
one time I was doing a service on someone. I was in a commercial-based salon. We were doing lashes. And we were just in the zone, like doing the mahi, right? Just doing the work. And we didn't notice that the same song was repeating for like 3 hours. But the clients definitely noticed. And then we finally noticed it like towards the end. And we were like, has that song been playing over and over? And then one of them was like, yep, yeah, it really has. And it's like, why did you say? So it's kind of funny how we might not notice it, but other people do because we are focused on doing the work, but they're just sitting there and I guess, music or no music, but whatever decision we decide, just, be mindful that people are paying attention. So yeah. Another thing you might want to do as part of your day is put the dryer on. This is based on the idea that you will have to put the washing on, like aprons, table towels, and so on the previous night. So get on the dryer ASAP. Get the dryer on ASAP so that the noise has finished by the time clients arrive. Because you don't want to go, I don't know what sound dryers make.
Like a bumping sound there, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you may also want to open your register, and this may be called various things on different pieces of software on Vend, which I've never heard of. It's called opening the register. It basically just means starting the day in terms of reports and financials because you do want to know what your numbers look like. You may also want to reconcile yesterday's transactions in your accounting software, which is super quick. Your accounting software should be linked to your bank account and therefore already have a list of transactions that occurred yesterday. Now you need to add codes to them, to those transactions, to tell the software what groups they belong to. For example, did they buy, is it from stock? Is it from marketing? So on. You could batch this weekly, but you are usually able to more accurately code transactions to different areas of the business if you do so the day after the transactions happen. Memory things.
I don't, because I just use the Henry accounting, so there's not a lot of like variations for me. It's just clients paying in, so it's all just the same.
Ooh, yeah,
Anytime
that's a
it
good point.
I
Yeah.
suppose, so but I will definitely go through and make sure like I've checked everyone out and everyone's
Mm,
paid. If I'm just sitting there waiting for a few minutes, then yeah, I will sit there and do that. And like you said on one of the other episodes, like check messages and just make use of those few minutes if it's only a few minutes.
Yeah, totally. I think I would probably find it quite overwhelming to do all this financial stuff every day, especially because I only do things part-time. I would prefer to batch them on a weekly or fortnightly basis because I don't think I do enough clients for me to justify having to do it every day because I'll just get overwhelmed. So, but for some people, that might be the right thing to do.
Yeah,
Other
and
things,
your way also may be the same.
yeah, exactly. Another thing you can do, clear your emails, which is pretty self-explanatory, but once you're done, make sure you close your inbox and you can set an auto response to say that emails are cleared once a day and for more urgent inquiries to phone or text. Or you can say that emails are cleared once per day and that due to clients throughout the day, any further replies may be delayed. It's up to you. And I think the idea behind that is you don't want to be having to check your emails all throughout the day when you are busy doing other things. So trying to batch them just means that you're not like constantly thinking, oh my God, my emails, oh my God, my emails. And you can do the same thing with your social media notifications. Just clear it once per day. And if people are replying to you, as long as people know what the expectations are, that makes it easier. Do either of you include this as your start of day routine?
I don't do it at start of day per se, but I definitely have it auto reply, like you said, just to manage people's expectations that if they message me and I don't reply to them, or they're going to see, okay, she might not check it today, but she'll get back to me tomorrow. It stops people messaging and being like, oh, she never got back to me, or I don't know. It just sets their expectation that if they don't hear back from me today, I'll definitely get back to them tomorrow.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I really need to turn on my auto response.
Yeah.
Okay. Note to self. Trudy, do you clear your notifications or emails?
So I also have an auto response, but it's only on my Facebook. I don't have one on Instagram yet. And I think it's just I just haven't like done it, which is really lazy. But I do like I would call myself like pretty responsive. So I know it's not great, but I will usually check everything first thing in the morning. So wake up, check business accounts, whatever I need to do. But during the day, and because I am part-time, I suppose it's a bit easier for me at this stage to be able to go in like after a client, if someone's messaged me, although I have my auto response, like all my regular clients know that I will get back to them within the day, especially like reschedules and cancellations. If it is an inquiry on a Sunday for to book in, then I just leave it. I'm pretty good with that now. But day to day, like Monday to Friday, I'm pretty responsive. If someone messages me, I will probably message them back within, an hour, depending if I'm free.
Oh, that's really good to hear that you're so responsive. I really need to work on that. And I love that you've set boundaries as well, just like Mel. So love, love, love. Another thing that Penny suggests is doing Facebook page invites. So did you know that when someone likes a post on your Facebook page, you can click to see who liked it and then invite them to like your page, which is actually not spammy. And also, I had no idea this was a thing, but this makes sense. What happens is they will get a notification that says something like, Susie's Nail Salon has invited you to like their page. And since they've only just engaged with you in the last 24 hours, you'll be fresh in their mind and they'll go ahead. And that's why Penny doesn't batch the Facebook page invite thing weekly. She wants she wants her page to be fresh in people's minds so that when they do get the invite, they will click yes. Because if you liked a post last week and you get a message being like, blah, 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 wants you to like their page, you might be like, who? But if it was recent, they'll be more likely to tick yes, and doing this grows your audience with people who already care about what you do and helps to get those people to re-engage with you. I had no idea this was a thing.
I used to do it. I've just gotten slack, especially if a post for whatever reason does really well and gets lots of engagement. Then I used to go through and invite.
Oh, that's so smart. Trudy, did you know about this?
No. And it's funny because people have done it to me. So I've liked something and then I get this random invite, invite to like, I don't know, Bob's Burgers or whatever. Why that came to mind, I don't know. But anyways, I have to actually sit back and perhaps that is the case, like Penny has suggested, is you've liked something, their content at some stage, and they've gone through and gone to invite me. And it's like 50% of the time, I can't even remember what that page was and what I liked on it to trigger for them to invite me. So it is very interesting. And yeah, like I said, I haven't actually ever done that. Someone's liked, something on my page and been like, oh, cool, I'm going to go in and check. So yeah, that's a handy little tip.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before, but I've definitely liked pages after I got in the invite, but only if I can remember why I liked their post. Because if they send it through too late, like Penny said, don't do it once a week or once a month, because if it was too long ago, you're going to be like, who this? So it makes sense to try and get those invites out to people regularly. So I guess it makes sense as a start of day or maybe even end of day, you know? Because maybe it's not urgent. So I think I'd rather do it at the end of the day. Another thing you can do is check insights. We'll talk about this more in a social media episode, but checking insights basically is looking at reports on how your Facebook page or your Instagram page is doing. And it's important to understand them so you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't. You can also, still on the topic of social media, you can scroll through your social media platform and engage with other users because social media is called social media for a reason. So don't just talk at your followers, also talk with them, maybe respond to stories. This increases loyalty and trust by a huge degree and will make people more likely to remember and therefore purchase from your brand or book with you. You can also check the Power Editor. And this is another thing if you're like, what's that? We will go about we will go over this more in a social media episode, but this is where you make and monitor Facebook ads. And Penny recommends you look at these every single day and tweak as necessary. And again, we'll go over this another time. Do either of you ever look at your insights at the start of the day, or how often do you look at that? Trudy's shaking her head.
Nah,
Um,
I don't look at any of that.
I don't really. Maybe more so for stories, just to see who's lurking around.
Yeah, I think I only really look at stories as well, if I even look at that. I think this really goes to show that if we really wanted to work on our business, there are lots of things we could be doing. Um, so these are great tips if we're at the part of the business where we're like, it's time to really grow. But I guess if you're busy and you're happy with where you are, you don't need to spend as much time working on this. And at the end of the day, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves, right? Because there can be so many things to look at, and everyone will say that there are 100 things you should do. But it's more important that we just carry on doing what's important. I don't know. And then we can add things as needed. Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know if I'll add these to my start of day list, but maybe one day. Couple other things. Clear your voicemails and return calls. This is a wee way down Penny's list purely because you do need to get it over and done with, but you may want to do it as late as possible so as not to disturb people's morning routines. You could even have your voicemail recording say, please note that all voicemails are returned between 8 and 9 a.m. each day so that people leaving a message know what to expect. You can check your waiting list. Yes, you are going to have a waiting list because even if you aren't fully booked, someone will request a spot that is already taken and you're going to find them another appointment, but also add them to the waiting list for their preferred space. That way, if the other client cancels or moves for any reason, you have the opportunity to exceed expectations and offer someone a more desirable appointment time. Another thing you can do at the start of your day is wipe down shelves, windowsills, and stations with antibacterial spray and wipe. Literally spray down and wipe every single surface. You want to use an antibacterial cleaning spray and a clean, damp cloth and get every speck of dust and dirt. And it would be nice to batch this weekly, but if we want to be a high quality salon charging high quality dollars, we do need to show major attention to detail. Clean,
I
clean.
mean, I do it after each client, but definitely not like windowsills and stuff. But I could definitely do that more often. But yeah.
Like cleaning the whole salon.
No,
Yeah, like
windowsills.
wiping down all
Okay.
available surfaces.
So I suck at dusting. But I did notice on my cabin door, on the inside, on the little lips, the like, you know what I mean, like the rubber seal in that. There was like heaps of like dust built up. So FYI, guys, like don't copy me, but I used one of my nail brushes, not one of my fancy ones, but just one of like the ones I don't use so much, like to give it a brush over, and it was really gross. So it got rid of it. It worked like great, but the brush was all really yucky and dirty. So yeah, I can definitely see the benefits of being like having a routine and cleaning everything down. As I said, I'm not like full-time, I'm part-time. So for me, like although I have X amount of clients, I wouldn't deem myself like, oh my gosh, I gotta like do like top to bottom in that every day or once a week or once a month or whatever. I'm pretty chill. But it's definitely beneficial for me to be doing it at some stage because there's definitely like build-up of dust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dust it just comes out of nowhere and you think there's nothing and then all of a sudden, whoa, when did this get so dusty? So definitely a
Yeah.
good reminder for us. Also, another thing we can do, clean extraction filters if you have any. So if you have a filtered desk or a desk with the extraction fan built in, make sure you clean that filter every day or whatever frequency recommended by the manufacturer. Also, bathrooms, if we actually allow clients to access the bathroom, make sure you wipe it down. Again, if we want to be a superior salon, we need to have superior standards. You may want to vacuum, you may want to steam mop. Also, if you steam mop. So steam mop, it should be compulsory because we should have hard flooring in the salon, no carpet, and that means steam mopping will be for the best. If you have a hot towel warmer, you want to turn it on at the start of the day. Using a hot towel warmer in the salon is a way to remove dust at the end of a service before applying moisturizer and cuticle oil. So we do want to make sure the towels are wet before they go into the warmer, because if they're dry, they will catch fire, and we don't want our salon to go up in flames.
Mhm.
Penny also suggests that we start the day by setting a goal, which might be how much you want clients to spend on average. It might be the number of cuticle oils that you sell, the number of people you get rebooked. Make sure you have a focus to work on and just pick one. Do either of you set a goal when you come into the salon? I'm
No,
seeing faces.
I do not. I just know what I've got to do for the day and just get that done. But I don't go like, oh, I'm going to try and upsell them a cuticle oil. Or yeah, I definitely don't do that.
Mine's just surviving the day.
Mm.
I think sometimes it's just about that, right? Like, I just want to get it, like, just get through it. I think for me, my goals have been to work on my speed. That's really been my goal the last kind of few months because I do this so sporadically. So I'm really just trying to work on my speed and my confidence, and that's my goal. And it's not a very exciting monetary kind of money goal, but that's my goal, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. It is though, because the faster you get, the more
Hmm.
clients you can fit in, which means more money.
True.
And the more
So
confident you feel.
Yeah.
yes, that's so true. Although on a random note, I did an impromptu survey of like people who kind of fit into my ideal client market or target or whatever. And I was asking them how important is speed to them, and they were like, "Oh, it's all good if you're slow as long as the vibes are good." And I
Hmm.
was like, "Okay, that's really reassuring. Thank you." So that's
Yeah.
nice. Although there were people who were like, nah, if you're slow, I'm not even gonna bother. So, hey, that's fine. At least I know. Another thing you can do is you want to make sure you unlock the door and turn the open sign around, but you only want to do that when everything else is done because you don't want to risk someone walking in and seeing a less than perfect salon, no matter how regular or familiar they are, because high standards are very important. When do you guys have an open sign?
I do not. Trudy, I know you have one.
Well, it's not an open sign. It is like a roadside sign. It's beautiful. It's really nice. I just got it in the like last year, end of last year. Like, yeah, anyways. It's really, really lovely. I need to put something in the bottom though because it blows over in the wind and that. But I had a bit of don't really need to go into it too much, but I had a situation, and just for my own personal safety, I have not actually been putting it out because it has my number on it. So I think Penny has touched on, I don't know if she will on these podcasts, but in other trainings about having like separate phone, one for business and one for personal. And I feel like my particular situation, it probably would have been very beneficial. So yeah, at the moment, I'm not putting my sign out, but I do open my door and I hook it back. And obviously, my clients know when the door's open. Usually, I am in here, and if I'm not in here, I'm literally about to come out here. So they'll come in, or they'll just wait, and when they see me. But the door, sorry, is open when I'm ready to roll.
Do you mean
Yeah. And then you bring it back in, haven't you?
the door to
My
your
cabin,
cabin or okay.
yes, yep, sorry, yes.
So that what Trudy's talking about ties back into the was it episode 9 when we talked about home salon, and one of my biggest cons was it's very easy for people to find out where I live.
Mm.
So that kind of ties back in with that, and yeah. But then you bring the sign in when you're finished, you don't leave it out there.
Nah, I would bring it in. So especially over Christmas last year when I was really busy and I had a lot of casuals, people that hadn't been before, I would have my I put my sign out at 9 o'clock because say I was working, 9 to 3 or 9 to 2:30, whichever, and it would stay out there while I was busy actively working. When I closed up the salon to go pick up the kids from school, or if I was finished for the day, it came in. If I had a break during the day, depending how big the break is, like a lunch break or whatever, or I had to duck out, then I bring it in. I don't leave it out the whole time. I've only got it out when I am actively working.
So it's like your signal, that like
Yeah,
Penny has the
I'm
flag
in here.
front. Like when that flag's out, she's available. Like Penny even has a sign that says like, come on in, ring the doorbell, like you're not disturbing me, I'm available.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I love that there are very clear signals for people so people know what to expect. I don't have a sign, and my friend doesn't have a sign in the salon either, because again, for us, it's still very small at the moment, and we only really have it so that people, when they've booked in, they know what to expect, and we let them know. We like send a message like, "Hey, we're ready for you," and then they know they can come in. In the meantime, they just wait in their cars. Yeah, but signs are super cool. Another thing you can do is add the information from new client consultation forms from yesterday to your appointment software. So you will have your paper forms from any new clients yesterday, which you do need to keep, but you're not going to want to pull them out of a big folder every day. So transfer the information onto the computer and then file away the form. Another thing you may want to do is maybe around 11 a.m. complete follow-up calls. So Penny has referred to these before in the podcasts, but basically you call a client a week after their services to proactively check that they were happy with their service and offer any necessary repairs or arrange a new booking. She suggests 11 a.m. because it's morning tea time and people have got themselves sorted for the day, both at home and at work. If you're like me and you're kind of weird about calling people, you could message them on social media instead, like send them a quick direct message on Instagram or on Facebook. And that's still a way for you to touch base and see how they're going. They might even send you a photo of how their nails are looking, or their lashes if you're a lash tech as well, or whatever service you do. And it's just nice to touch base. Do either of you do follow-ups?
We're both like, I don't. I used to like look at my booking system and go back like 3 weeks, and then I would figure out, okay, like Mary's due this week, and I used to text them and say like, hey, your appointment is, your time is due this week, like, do you want to book in, da 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 da. And probably like 80% of the time they would say, oh yeah, like, thanks for reminding me, like, book me in. So I guess that's kind of a follow-up, but I don't text them and say like everything fine sort of thing. I think I just assume, which is probably bad to assume, but I just assume that if anything was wrong, they would let me know. But we both know that people don't want to do that. They don't want to be seen to be like complaining or be that person. So I guess what Penny's saying is you're just opening up the door for them to tell you without feeling like they're complaining, or
Yeah, and even if nothing's wrong, that's still an opportunity for them to tell you what's going well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then go, oh yeah, let's rebook in, or I've been meaning to rebook, or blah, blah, blah. Like it definitely like opens up the door, eh?
So I don't have a lot of casuals or newbies. I have really good retention with my clients that I do have. So when they finish their service, we go straight into rebook them. So they're already rebooked, ready to roll. So I don't really need to, well, I don't know if I need to, but I personally feel like for those ones, which is like, I would say 90% of my clients, if not 95% of them, they are kind of like, cool, thank you. I'll see you in like 3 weeks or whatever their appointment time is. And any new clients, or all of my clients know, regardless of whether you're casual, new, or you're existing, they all know if there's any issues whatsoever. I don't care if it's 24 hours or a week or 2 weeks, whatever it is, to just flick me a message and we'll sort you out if it is like breaks, repairs, whatever they need. Same goes with rescheduling as well. Like it's not a problem. So I haven't really followed up with newbies, and I was actually thinking about it yesterday, funnily enough. that I probably should be, just the ones that do come occasionally, just to check in with them at some stage. So this is a good reminder that I need to get back into doing that, especially, well, maybe not so much my ones that are pre-booked, but any newbies or casuals that come in, just to make sure that they're happy, and if they need to rebook, or yeah.
Ooh, that's cool. I love that you're starting to incorporate that more, but I love that you just have clients coming back all the time and rebooking is just part of it. So that's so good. Before we continue on with the podcast, we are going to take a quick break to talk about one of our courses. So, Salon Success is a series of online workshops that cover every aspect of running a business, and one of the modules is day-to-day salon management. So for $15, you will get access to a plan for day-to-day salon life, heaps of tricks up your sleeve for managing your time better as a small business owner, and will know exactly what tasks need to be completed each day, week, and month to keep your business ticking smoothly. This ties in so well with today's podcast episode, but if you want to, go more in depth, you should totally get this course for $15. And of course, for those $15, if you're still like, I don't want to pay 15, I want a little bit of a discount, we do have codes that people can use.
Yep, so you can use my affiliate code to get 10% off any courses. It's Jungle Nails. I do get a little bit of a kickback from that.
And you can use my code Nail Candy. Exactly what Mel said.
Amazing. So those are some codes. Get yourself a little cheeky discount, and it'll be slightly less than $15 for you to know all about your day-to-day salon management. Amazing. Okay, so we have just gone over a lot of Penny's tips for what we can do to really supercharge our day-to-day or our start of day plan. From those, were there any that you two were thinking, I'm definitely going to start doing that now, or I'm really going to rethink my start of day routine?
Go, Trudy. Always
I don't know who's
first.
going first, because I keep looking at thinking, are you going to talk first? I think the cleaning, maybe not necessarily like every single day, but I think like spot on, needing to just go, and even if it's just like a quick wipe over like surfaces, that would be something, well, it's definitely something that I need to do. The following up as well, making sure, like making a list and just following up with clients. It's been like over a week. So the dusting, following up, and then doing the inviting if they've liked a post, and going in and inviting them to like my page. Like those are three things that really kind of went, yeah, that's probably like a good idea.
That's so good, Trudy. I love that you've gotten three things that you're thinking of doing. Mel, were you thinking of incorporating anything?
I don't know. I think I'm quite like happy with my routine because I've been doing it long enough that I've got it where I'm happy. But I think adding things would definitely like enhance, like having the sign and just, yeah, even the follow-ups and stuff, just allowing people to let me know if there's something that they're not happy with. That would definitely be something that would benefit me, I think.
Did you say a sign?
Yeah, like putting out the a sign out to let people know like that I'm here and I'm available.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, it's really got me thinking about my end of day routine, because I find it easier to do things at the end of the day, because I often end up feeling really stressed out if I'm starting my day and there's a lot to do. So I would rather have less things at the start of day and do more at the end. But I think what I will try and do at the start of day from now on is, what do I want to do? I think I really want to be conscious about completing follow-ups and, just touching base with clients, because I do tend to work late. And I don't think anyone's going to want a message from me at 11 p.m., but I can do cleaning at that time. So if I start my day by sending out messages and then just do it throughout the day and not do that at night, I would rather do most of my cleaning at the end of the day or in between clients, and then do a little bit of spot cleaning at the start, because it's something that would have started the day before. So then it's like just carry on doing it. Yeah, so lots of things to think about. There are like so many things. I'm definitely not going to be looking at insights at the start of the day, though. That will be too much for me. Okay, I have a question. What is what's your favorite part of your morning routine that you cannot skip it?
Like
Mm,
nail related.
It can be nail related or it can just be your day to day. Like if you don't do this, everything's gonna go to shit. We're allowed to swear, right?
Okay.
yeah, well,
Okay.
pieces.
It's like
Pieces.
really weird, but I have to have a warm water in the morning.
Oh, that's so
I
specific.
have to. If I do not have my warm water in the morning, then I feel like off kilter.
Hmm.
It's really weird. I full on boil the kettle and I do like half hot water and then I fill it, pull it down so it's like not like scalding my tongue hot, but like I have to have my warm water.
So it's like a tea with no tea.
Yeah, it's literally like tea but not tea. It's
That's
just
very
water.
boring.
It's warm water. And I do the same thing at night. In the morning I have this big cup and it's like this beautiful pink marbly, like I just love it. It's my big mug. I have my warm water in the morning and I have my warm water at night before I go to bed. I have to have them.
Mm,
Oh, that's so good. Okay. I love that you have this like line in the sand. You have to have this. That's so good. Mel, do you have anything
Mm.
like that?
I don't know. I don't think mine's anything specific. Like I don't drink coffee, so it's not like I sit in the sun and have a coffee or anything. I think the thing I can't be without is going out there and having it be chaos. I need to like walk in there and it's ready to go. Mostly because sometimes it's chaos with 3 kids to get organized and get to school. So I need to know, even if I walk into that cabin 1 minute before the client, I can just put my apron on, sit down, and I'm ready to go. It's all clean. I can't have it on my mind like, oh, I've still got to have time to clean up and wash my files and spray. And I have to like start the day just fresh. Nothing else needs to be done already at 9 o'clock. Like, and I kind of live my life like that too. Like, in the house, we don't leave the dinner dishes to the next day or anything. Like, yeah, I don't know. Just for my mind, I have to just start with a clean, fresh slate of this is what I'm going to achieve today, and nothing sort of carries over.
I think that
Yeah,
makes
I get
sense.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you're messy, it's like your house is messy, your cabin's messy, your salon's messy, and then your mind's messy. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a bad day. And what does Mel say to me? Clean your house. And I feel so much better.
That's so
Less
good.
clutter, less clutter is.
Yeah.
I think for me, the thing I can't be without, and I really notice the difference if I don't have this, is I like to have checklists of things, especially because I'm still new to, salon and nails and stuff. And I just find it hard sometimes if I don't know what the next step is because I always end up second guessing myself. Like, even though I know I meant to cleanse the nails, if it's not listed in my like little list, like having it there in front of me, it's like a bit of like a little, I don't know, one of those comfort blankets or something where it's like I may not refer to the list, but if I have it, then I feel a lot more secure. And then I know that I won't go wrong. I'll just carry on with what I need to do. So that reminds me that I need to make up my list for things like acrylic and all that because I always end up getting freaked out and having to refer to the Monaco webpage because it has the steps. And I'm like, no, I need to write that down so that I actually have it on me because I literally don't even really need it, but having it there is just helpful. I don't know. So last time my friend Katie, she's like, "Here's my list." And then I just had it on my desk and then I didn't really look at it, but it was there. And yeah, I just need
I'm sure Monaco used to have like little cue card type things for each
Yeah, I
service.
think they
I remember
did.
that.
Yeah,
And
I
I
used
had
to
it
I
buy
for
them,
think they
eh?
probably
so
do. Yeah.
long.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
had them like
Laminated.
yeah, laminated. Yeah. And did you be able to buy them or something?
Maybe.
Maybe? Yeah,
You'll have to ask
I'm
Penny
pretty sure.
about it. But
I
I
know
remember
I
having it on
saw
my desk for so long because I was
Yeah.
like you. I felt like out
yeah,
of my
okay.
depth.
I'm so
Did you
glad it's
have
not
it?
just me because I was like,
Yeah.
nobody else seems to need checklists, but I really need them.
No, it's
Um,
definitely handy. And like I said, I still will line up like my prep, my bonding
Mm.
gel, correction gel, and glossing gel, and then I know when I've got to the end, I haven't forgotten anything. So
I put
ooh.
everything like I have it out and then I put it away as I use it. Like my file containers, you know what I mean? Like when I'm like, okay, sweet, I'm finished like my prep, I don't need files anymore. I'm like, cool, that goes like straight away, and the dirty tools go straight into my little container. If I'm using, obviously need my lint wipes the whole time, but use, like my cleanser, like sweet, use my cleanser. I don't need my cleanser again. So I like pop that away. So everything gets put away, like the same thing is all in like order. So I know, okay, cool, I'm on the color stage. The only thing I'll have on my desk at that point is like the color, the top coat, and my lint wipes and my ISO.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I think
so you
that
put yours away. I don't. I keep mine like on my desk in a little tray with my little containers and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't put that away. And also, you use like hand towels. I don't. I just use paper towels. But you will wash them at the end of the day, and then you hang
for
them out in
me.
the morning.
What, for me? Like my hand towels for when they wash hands? Nah. So I have like a nice little stash of them. I don't wash daily. I will wash at the end of the week because, like I said, I'm not full time. So unless I had a super, super busy week where I went through like nearly all of my little hand towels, that would be the only time where I would wash. Like in the middle of the week, if I was like, oh, I don't have any left. So I have like a really nice like white bucket, and it has a lid on it and stuff, and my clients all know anyway. They're like, I'll just chuck it in there. I'm like, okay, cool, it's okay, like I can do it. But they just sit in there, and they don't go like all yuck or whatever, like they're fine. And yeah, that's like my once a week routine is on a Friday after I'm finished, or if I'm like if it's like a 4-day week or whatever it is, on that last day, then I go in and they get washed that day or that night, and then they get hung out and folded, and I bring them in and they're all ready for the new week.
Amazing. It sounds like the two of you, the reason why you don't have to have a lot in your start of day routine is because you've got it sussed as you're going about the day. Like you have solid systems in place during your appointments, at the end of your appointments, and at the end of your day, end of your week. So then you don't have to do so many things at the start of each day, which I think is awesome. And just goes to show you don't have to do every single thing to have a successful day at the salon.
Yeah, I think it comes from, I don't know if it's just mum life, but I know if I'm not organized, my life is just going to be fucking chaos, to be honest. Like, it's going to be running wild. The house is going to be a mess. The salon's going to be a mess. I'm going to be running behind. Like, I'm going to be frazzled. I'm going to be stressed out. Like, I just know that if I'm not organized and put steps in place, these kind of routines, that it will just be horrendous.
Yeah, and then you feel stressed out too. Like then you just start like, oh, and I don't do real well with major stress. I just don't do anything.
Yeah. So, do the clients want to come in and see me like frazzled? Probably not.
Yeah. And they can tell too. They 100%. They know when they come in and like the kids have been like driving you nuts or whatever's going on. Like they so know, and they're like, are you all right? Like how many of my clients bring me a can of Coke because they're like, hey, it's school holidays, I know you need this.
Aww.
Yeah,
that's so sweet. Okay, so it sounds like be organized is the key, and that's throughout the day, end of day, and that makes your start of day so much easier. Just before we wrap up, I want to take a minute to remind you about day-to-day salon management, which is one of the Salon Success modules. By the end of this module, you will have a plan for day-to-day salon life, heaps of tricks up your sleeve for managing your time better as a small business owner, and you will know exactly what tasks need to be completed each day, week, and month to keep your business ticking smoothly. Then you can be like Trudy and Mel and get things done every day as you go, and you don't need to stress out too much at the start of your day. And with that done and dusted, before you disappear, like our page or follow the podcast so that you don't miss the next episode. We will be back next week. Trudy, what are we covering next week?
Everyone wants weekends or evenings.
Yeah, what do you think about that? That sounds like a spicy topic.
It's a juggling act, I think.
Ooh, and if you want to hear more about that, we're definitely going to get into it next week, so come and join us. But in the meantime, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching Monaco Nail Academy. Or you can follow our salons. Mine is Patsative Beauty.
Mine's Jungle Nails.
And I'm Nail Candy Couture.
And before we go, we do have those affiliate codes for 10% off any of our courses, or especially the day-to-day salon management, which is only $15, but you can get 10% off that. So what were affiliate codes, ladies?
Nail candy.
Yeah, and mine's just the same, Jungle Nails.
Awesome. And mine is Patsative. So make sure you click and use our codes and you can get 10% off. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.